What's up everyone, I'm Vivi and welcome back to some Kingdom Hearts. So what I want to do this time is I'm gonna try and explain to you guys how I understand the Key series. And to be honest guys, in my opinion it isn't easy to understand. Maybe some of you understand the whole thing and that's pretty great. But I'm sure there's many of you out there who are pretty confused right now. The Key Saga. We have Back Cover, which is a 1-hour cinematic, which is part of 2.8. We have Kingdom Hearts Key, which was the PC version, which shut down back in September. We have Unchained Key, the mobile version, and now we have Union Cross, which technically is Unchained Key but simply rebranded. It's also known as the second season of Unchained Key. Well, we're slowly getting into it. Seeing Ventus in Union Cross, I think, is what confused a lot of people. Sure, he existed in that time, but how do we explain his presence in Birth by Sleep? The point of the video is not to talk about Ventus. I did make a video on Ventus. If you want to check it out, go ahead. What I'm gonna focus on is the whole aspect of the Key Saga. Hopefully you guys don't find this theory of mine too crazy, so with that being said, let's jump into it. So in a few words, what are the differences between each installment? Back Cover, in my opinion, is the actuality. As for Key, which was the PC version, it contained events which took place in the realm of sleep. Same thing goes for Unchained Key. It's a dream again, but a different loop this time. The dream realm, guys. The world is stuck in this endless loop of dreams. So Unchained Key is a different loop. Union Cross, let's say it takes place some point into the future, after the Keyblade War of course. I mean, they're in the Keyblade Graveyard, in daylight. In short, the Dandelions escaped the realm of sleep eventually. And what we see right now are the new leaders. Ephemera, Scald, Ventus, and Blaine, who got recently revealed. As for the fifth one, we'll know about this character maybe in a month or so. The Dandelions, guys, they're the only ones who survived the Keyblade War. And 5 people out of the Dandelions will become 5 new Union leaders. Let's start with that for now. Alright, for Back Cover, how sure are we that the events are taking place in reality, not the realm of sleep? There were no hints of the realm of sleep in Back Cover, that's it. I just simply jumped to this conclusion. What we saw in Back Cover are the events that happened in reality, and the world outside mentioned by Ava, I believe, is the realm of sleep. So with that being said, let's move on to Key. Why is Key in the dream world, in my opinion? One major hint was given, and maybe some of you might disagree, but here it is. Dark Chirithy, I don't know if you guys remember, he said, "We'll meet again in another dream." The player's Chirithy seemed confused. Both the player and Chirithy are re-experiencing what happened in reality. They are stuck in the realm of sleep until the time is right. What? Hopefully you'll understand eventually. Now the ending of Key. What is up with the ending? If you guys have seen the recent cutscenes from Union Cross, the Keyblade War was shown, but not in reality. What we got is the player's dream. The same thing goes for Key. The Keyblade War, it was a dream. What the player is seeing in their dream did happen in reality. Scald, Ephemera, they did show up at the Keyblade Graveyard. This scene right here shows an event that did happen in reality. One might say, hey, if you're stuck in the realm of sleep, you'll experience the same events over and over again. You're stuck in this endless loop of dreams. That is true, but in this case, not necessarily. Just listen. We got some brand new cutscenes of Unchained Key, or call it Union Cross. The player in Key was dreaming. When did this start happening? When the player met Scald and they talked about the Dandelions, joining them, pretty much. The dreams we saw in Key were memories of the player who survived the war in reality. What the player keeps seeing is Scald and Ephemera taking the player to the dream world, a land with no tragedy, a land which the Master of Masters intended Ava to go to and send the Dandelions along with her. The Master wanted the memories of the Dandelions to get completely wiped. The Master of Masters didn't want any members of the Dandelions to remember the Keyblade War, except for the 5 chosen people, who would become 5 new Union leaders. So in short guys, the Keyblade War is not happening in the realm of sleep. What we saw in Key was the player dreaming. That's it. The player remembering the events that actually happened, the memories that were wiped. Do you understand where I'm going with this? One thing I want to add to this, before the player met Scald and talked about the Dandelions, that actually happened in the realm of sleep. As for the rest, that happened within the player's dreams. So again, I'm repeating myself so you guys understand. The Dandelions, they were present in the realm of sleep in Kingdom Hearts Key. What we saw, the Keyblade War and all that, it was simply the player having flashbacks, the memories that were wiped. You'll understand more once I dive into Unchained Key. What is Unchained Key? It's the same thing, but with slight differences when it comes to the story. The major difference in the story is the Keyblade War. Yes, it was shown, but this time they made it look obvious. The Keyblade War was the player simply dreaming. So Unchained Key, we can say, is another dream. They're stuck in this different loop. A loop with no tragedy. Something that's simply repeating itself. A land with no tragedy, aka no Keyblade War, as explained by Ava. Eventually, a time comes where all the dandelions escape the realm of sleep. It's like saying they stayed in that realm for some time, you know, to simply train. Once that was complete, they were ordered to meet up at the Keyblade graveyard. Hence, Union Cross. And who gave those orders? Master Ava. Now this time, I'm gonna try to re-explain with the actual cutscenes. Well, technically, I'm just gonna show you guys the most important scenes. Credit goes to Everglow. Everything got translated, which is absolutely great. The Master of Masters tells Ava to go to a completely separate realm and experience for yourselves an age of no tragedy. Hint hint. The word realm. Notice he did not say world, he said realm. We can say this new cutscene is from reality, what actually happened. An extended scene of back cover which we never saw, which is completely weird. And notice one thing. The Master said to Ava to go to that place. Not only the dandelions went to this realm of sleep, I'm assuming, but Ava did as well. All of this is simply part of a role given by the Master of Masters himself. Now, realistically speaking, since Key, the PC version, shut down, they're using the mobile game to dive deeper into the lore. That's it. That's how one should see it. Nomura himself did say that Unchained Key, well, Union Cross, whatever you want to call it, was going to enter Season 2. Next important scene. Ava telling Ephemera, what I'm asking of you now will prepare you for the other worlds. Soon, the dandelions will leave this one. You'll experience the same things there that you have here, but there is no future of destruction awaiting this world. Then she proceeds by telling Ephemera that the dandelions' memories must be wiped. So the Key ending makes a lot more sense now. The player was having dreams. Memories of surviving the Keyblade War and eventually becoming a dandelion. Scald and Ephemera saving the player. Another scene I want to show you. Scald and Ephemera, who are new leaders. And in this scene, they are in the dream realm. They're talking to Charity, and Charity knows that the player keeps dreaming, having flashbacks. The war was to be wiped from their memories except for the new leaders. This was all intended. It was Ava's role. If Master told Ava to go to this realm, then clearly she's the one who's guiding the dandelions. Until, you know, they escape the realm and end up in the Keyblade graveyard. Okay, if they are in the realm of sleep, then why is it that the Keyblade War is not happening? Like Ava said, and the Master said, a land with no tragedy. We can say that Ava is the one manipulating Daybreak Town in this dream realm in order to avoid the war. What she's doing in this realm, she's guiding the dandelions to, you know, train a lot more until they eventually leave this realm. So in reality, all of the players died, except for the dandelions. So in this dream realm, what they see are simple illusions. Illusions that are part of the world's dream. So the only real people right now are dandelions and perhaps Ava. So to give you guys a final summary of what's going on. Kingdom Hearts Key, Unchained Key, they're both happening in the realm of sleep. The dandelions training in the realm with no tragedy, aka the Keyblade War. The players they notice, they're just illusions, created by the world's dream. The only real people in that realm are the dandelions and Ava, assuming she's the one manipulating the whole thing and guiding the dandelions. And this one player, us, we keep seeing flashbacks of what actually happened. Our memories were wiped, but deep within our hearts, we still have links to these memories. I hope you guys understand what I explained right now, but let me dive a bit into Union Cross, which is the continuation of Unchained Key. Nothing too complicated. If the dandelions did escape the realm of sleep eventually, when does this take place? Perhaps before Birth by Sleep, but still way before, but not 1,000 years ago. We can say that the realm of sleep and the real world, the times don't flow the same. So we can say that the dandelions, once they escaped that realm, they traveled to the future a bit. If Ava was guiding them in that realm, and they all escaped, that means Ava is out there somewhere. This might sound funny and crazy, but it's a little fun theory I came up with. What if Ava is actually Kairi's grandmother, a foreteller who traveled to the future via the realm of sleep? She did know a lot about the past, the story she told Kairi in Birth by Sleep. And one more thing, could this explain the fox on Sora's lap? Could this foreshadow Ava escaping the realm of sleep? A foreteller which we might discover in Kingdom Hearts 3? I mean, I don't know, there's a fox on his lap. The only fox we can think of right now is the Vulpeus Union, Ava. Now, the fourth leader was revealed, right? His name is Blaine. He looks a lot like Ienzo. And why? The hair. Simply the hair. Could this guy have any sort of connection with Ienzo? Could it be an ancestor, his grandfather? If Ava did escape the realm of sleep and eventually became Kairi's grandmother, then maybe Blaine could be connected to Ienzo, a boy who apparently lost his parents. But Ven, he's young and birthed by sleep. If the Keyblade Graveyard we noticed right now takes place before BBS, shouldn't Ven be old in Birth by Sleep? One thing I can think of, guys, is something happened. Perhaps Ven ended up in the Realm of Darkness. That's where Xehanort found him. And why were his memories wiped? Maybe the longer you stay in the Realm of Darkness, the more your memories start to fade. And of course, the Realm of Darkness, the time doesn't flow the same. So if this is all true, that means that Scald and Ephemera could also exist somewhere. If they did end up in the Realm of Darkness, they could still be young. If not, maybe they could have died of old age. But this is just a theory, right? Okay, what about Maleficent during the ending of Key? I think that's the darkness that Ephemera is feeling, this new, different kind of darkness. If they are in the realm of sleep, surely the Book of Prophecies is with them, and what the book is doing, it's conjuring the future events of the Enchanted Dominion, which involves Maleficent visiting the Dream Realm. Wait a second, wasn't a name circled in red on the sheet of paper? Could that name be Ventus? The Master wanted that person to inherit the book, and that could explain why we saw Maleficent, the book simply conjuring the future events of the Enchanted Dominion. Oh, one thing I forgot to go over, it has to do with Ventus's memories. It's a scene with Ava and Ephemera, but will you be able to keep those memories once that final moment comes? Could this apply to Ventus? Did Ventus willingly lose his memories of the Keyblade War? I mean, he was a leader. If Ephemera has the power to wipe the Dandelions' memories, surely Ventus also had the same power to erase his own memories. What do you think about that? One little extra thing I want to go over. If back cover is the reality, how does Charity, a Dream Eater, exist in the real world? The conclusion I can come up with is Charity was created artificially, something very similar to the emblem Heartless. That's it. Anyways guys, hopefully you found this video useful. Now tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you believe that this whole time Kingdom Hearts Key and Unchained Key have been taking place in the realm of sleep, where the Dandelions are simply training and where the player is constantly having these flashbacks of what actually happened in the past? And what do you think of the words Union Cross? In my opinion, I think those words simply mean that these new 5 leaders are going to work together. The foretellers, they worked on their own. They couldn't form any alliances. So yep, I'm gonna leave it at that. So as usual, I've been Vivi, and thank you for watching.